showing that this is welcome back to the progress report, everyone. This is my first show of the progress report using OBS because I switched from hold on. Is that right? Well, he dropped now. He just dropped. Great start. What up? So we're gonna wait for him to come back. It's also my okay, he's back. Did that work?
How about
okay,
that?
That worked. No, it wasn't your fault. It was my fault. Like I was saying, I switched to OBS and it's my first show of this podcast using. So I tried to like set up everything before the show, but I missed. That was my bad. Anyway, whatever. We're live. We might have some little tech hiccups because of that, but please bear with me. I'm here with Handsome Truth, the man, the myth, the legend, least controversial guy we've ever had on the show, no doubt. How are you doing, sir? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I said hello. How are you? I'm well.
Good. And so the way the show works, it's a clip show. I'm going to play some clips to bounce off you. I usually try to get two guests. Didn't work out today, but maybe that's for the best. Maybe we'll have more of a, sometimes too many cooks is not what you want. Anyway, I'm starting off nice and easy with some, the old religion topic, everybody's favorite topic. This is Steven Spielberg talking about his new movie. And I'll just play the clip and then I'll tell you why I'm showing this.
Government announced, yes, we have been keeping this from you since 1947. That would mess up a lot of people. And the movie also takes the position of the church. What does this do to the fundamental beliefs that many of us have? And, is God our God only on this planet? Or is God a God for every system where there's civilization, intelligent life, and even developing life?
Okay. So that was, that kicked off a lot of people complaining on Twitter. Wait, are you there? You look frozen now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you. Maybe you're just chilling. You're just doing the side profile.
I was trying to watch the chat on your. Are you doing this on Rumble too?
It is.
Are you on Rumble?
Yeah, it is on Rumble. We're on Rumble. We're on Crusaders.gg. We're on.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
I don't know if you might get banned.
We're everywhere. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, did you have any thoughts on that? The reason I played it is because, there was like a kind of like a mini outrage from conservatives on Twitter, like, oh, Steven Spielberg is like attacking our faith. He's saying like his Alien movie is going to challenge our faith.
Yeah, it sucked real bad. Like the movies, like I refuse to go pay money and support these, you know what I mean? These people.
Yeah.
So I watched it on Putlocker. I believe it's Putlocker. You can watch all these things for free and just rip them off. So I'm all about ripping off.
Okay.
All of
Yeah,
it.
I haven't
so I watched
seen
it free. It was terrible. It was boring. And I was like, oh, cool. Maybe something, because I'm Mr. Question the Christianity thing, and I was like, oh, this sucks. Like this isn't even good.
It wasn't the anti-Christian opus you were hoping for. It didn't tear down.
I was like, maybe there's going to be something good.
I mean, it's kind of a stupid premise. Like, okay, so if aliens were real, that would raise the question of like, is that part of God's plan? Sure, but like it's a fictional movie, dude. Like nobody actually thinks aliens are, well, people do think that, but it's like your movie is not like really shifting that, first of all. And second of all, this is really the point I wanted to make is that the outrage on Twitter about that, it shows the selective way that conservative MAGA types Christians, they respond to stuff like this, because people are saying like, oh, like now you're mad at Steven Spielberg. Like what, you're just figuring this out? Like, did you think Schindler's List was like a really good movie that was true and accurate and depicting, you know what I mean? Like you just figured this out now?
Yeah, he's made a list of what he got. E.T. Did he make E.T.?
He did. Yeah. And
okay, so he's kind of done this alien thing before.
Yeah, there's like another one. I think I'm not 100% sure if it was him, but there's like another one called like First Contact or something. I don't remember, but yeah, he's into the alien thing. He's into that. E.T. is a good movie though. There's nothing wrong with E.T. I don't think. I don't know if there's like a crazy red pill on how E.T. is like super subversive, but if there is, I haven't heard it.
Yeah, I remember going on they actually had a Universal ride at Universal Studios. I don't know if you've ever been to there.
No.
Well, they had like an ET ride, and it was honestly the coolest ride at Universal Studios. So, I'd have to go back and watch it. You know, when you go back and watch these, movies, you'll like notice the propaganda. So
probably,
I haven't watched ET
yeah, same.
Yeah.
All right, let me play another clip for you here. All right, so that's clavicular. I'm sure you're somewhat familiar. He got a nose job, and people were. I don't really care about his nose job, but I guess I just wanted to hear your thoughts on the clavicular phenomenon in general. What do you think about this guy? Is he white excellence ascending to the, or is he like a male to male troon freak? What do you think?
I think the kid's smart. He's bright. Sometimes he's funny, and unfortunately, they're using him for all the wrong reasons. I think kids like this whole like party environment, plastic surgery, being obsessed with your looks, it doesn't get you anywhere. It's goes against nature. It's unfortunate. I think they're using him to like, back when I was young, we do like the whole like the manscaping, the over plucked eyebrows, like just the whole, what was that? What would they call that? They called God, what was that called?
Metrosexual. Yeah.
Like they're pushing the whole metrosexual. This is like metrosexualism on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not for it. I think his nose looked better before too. And this is like a lesson for all these youngsters that are super obsessed with their looks. Just fucking own it. If you're ugly, rock it. Just have a good personality. If you're good looking, be a good person.
Yeah, solid advice. I kind of agree. I like that. I like Clav too. He's just as a guy, he's just kind of like down to earth and relatable, despite being kind of a freak show. So I think he's just kind of likable. I do wish he was like a little more, he's got running like an OnlyFans agency and stuff like that, which I really don't like. I predict he'll figure that out. He'll probably renounce that, like Andrew Tate did. He'll eventually be like, oh yeah, I don't make porn anymore. But yeah, that's not good. Not setting a good example there. All right, what else?
But how old is he?
He's like 19 or 20. I think he's 19.
Geez.
So he's like super rich for his age, which is like,
yeah, if I had all that money, I mean, I doubt I'd be alive. I'd be surprised if the kid lives till he's 24 if he keeps going the way he's going.
Yeah, that too. The drug use and all that is also a problem. But hopefully he's got some good people in his quarter kind of trying to set him straight.
This inflatable Elon Musk popped up in Times Square, and it's unclear who's behind it. The blow-up obviously shows a shirtless Musk with tattoos of himself and a heart that says ketamine, and it's surrounded by signs that say things like SpaceX owns Grok and Grok makes AI child porn.
Okay. Thoughts on the AI New York Times, or it's not AI, the Elon Musk New York Times display at all?
I mean, he's put my man boobs to shame right there. I mean, if those are Elon Musk man boobs, he's got to do something with that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm not like a big Elon fan. I like the fact that like once in a while he'll tweet about like white replacement or like certain group of people being savages.
Yeah.
Watching my language, obviously. But I don't really trust Elon. I think that once you're kind of in that billionaire club, you've probably done something on tape that's unforgivable. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I have a lot of criticisms of Elon too. I'm not like a huge fanboy, but I kind of like when stuff like this happens because I think it pisses him off. And so like that's when I see stuff like this. There's also like something to be said about the funding, like who is paying. You know what I mean? This isn't just some random dude set this up. Somebody spent money on this to make a point. Maybe the Democrats seem to hate Elon, so probably connected in that some way. They seem to have a real hate boner for the guy, maybe because of what he did with X. But I so when something like this happens, I hope that Elon just gets like that much angrier and just that much more like ruthless when dealing with the left, basically.
SpaceX Grok. SpaceX. Okay, are they talking about the rockets then?
So SpaceX owns XAI now. It's all like one company almost. That's part of the reason he's so rich. And so they're saying Grok, that's the AI, makes AI child porn, which I don't even know if I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that's accurate. My kids sometimes I kind of stopped doing it with them because I don't know how I feel about showing them AI, but for a little while I would like take their picture and then upload it to Grok and be like, make flowers come out of their head or whatever goofy thing. And they thought that was really interesting. And one time my son wasn't wearing a shirt and it wouldn't let me even upload the picture. It was like, no, this is against the standards. Right. And I was like, oh, it's because he's got no shirt on. That's why.
Yeah, I do my stupid workout videos just so I can get a tax write-off of my gym equipment as a streamer.
Oh, that's smart.
There's a few times where it's not a bad idea, right? So I do that with that and my firearms as well. But I was on there just lifting weights, no nudity, and they flagged it as porn. So it happens time to time.
Yeah, it's the AI is not perfect. All right, what else do we got here? There's the old "My heart goes out to you." Sorry, I backed it up so we could see the moves. Okay, here we go.
Bro, if I fear for my life, I do not have to respond with the same amount of force you use. Since when do we have to respond with the same amount of force? You should have responded with a fist fight. You should have responded how I responded. No, that's not how it goes. True enough, yes. We didn't want anyone to lose a life. Do not go around putting your hands on people and expect them to just put their hands on you back. As soon as you walk up on me, putting your hand, bing.
All right,
is this regards to Judd?
No, that is in regards to Carmelo Anthony, which is there's a lot of Carmelo Anthony stuff because of the verdict. I don't have any Chud stuff, but I would like to hear your thoughts on that whole situation as well. I'm a big supporter personally. I'm like basically all in. Chud did nothing wrong as far as I'm concerned, but what do you think?
Well, Chud and I had a talk. He was supposed to come over. We're supposed to hang out and maybe do some IRL and stuff like that back in the day. And then I think he heard about my stance on Christianity.
Right.
Got a little, we spoke about that. I just asked him some questions, and I think Chud's not really a scholar on the book. But long story short, he did the knee-jerk reaction that I used to do and be like, oh, you satanic pagan scum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do respect to a certain extent what Chubb was doing. I think some of it was racial and some of it was good, but some of it's a little bit confusing where it's like, okay, is it Christian nationalism? Is it white nationalism? Is it civic nationalism? And I've gone through that gamut of like trying to figure out where I'm at, and eventually like with enough information, you kind of learn and you change your stance. So like I haven't always been a white nationalist. So I get the struggle of figuring things out. And he's a young guy. He was questioned by the FBI about his associations with me. The FBI, I'm being sued right now by the SPLC. They're trying to make GDL like they're trying to frame it as an organization so they can hem me up in federal court and try to sue me. Right after he got out of jail, he was questioned about, his associations with me. And he's like,
I remember that.
Oh, yeah. So he's like, HT, oh, that Jewish fed, and I was like, right. You know what? And then right after, that thing took place, I said some things like, of course I'm going to fire back. But after he got locked up, I was like, man, drop the bullshit. Like, this is a white man and this is unfortunate. And this is something where it's like, hey, us white people got to stick together. Yeah, I might not agree with you on your religion and stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, you are a white man. And what's going to happen to you happened to my buddies in Tennessee. And it's screwed up. So I support Chud. I think he had everything, man. He had the looks, he had the charisma, he had the great personality. He had the balls. So there's a lot of good things about Chud, and I don't give away those compliments easy. So I think Chud was on a good path, and of course they've spent trillions of dollars for white people not to say this word. I mean, trillions of dollars through like TV shows, movies, civil rights, activism, etc. So the fact that this guy was like breaking the matrix on this one word, I think they couldn't have that. So I think that's why he's having all these hangups in court and not getting bond.
Yeah, there was an update today. He didn't get bonded out. They had a hearing, and they said there was a witness, I think it's like a detective, I'm not sure, but there was a witness who said that he shot before they went to the ground. And so apparently
then release the video. Where's the video?
Yeah,
then?
we all want to see the video. I agree with that totally. Yeah. So he's still in jail, and it looks like he's going to be there for a while. I did actually forget about all that stuff he said about you. That makes sense that it was, that would rub you the wrong way. That would rub anybody the wrong way.
I don't give a shit. I've been in this for 10 years, dude. If you don't have thick skin, get off the internet. You know what I mean?
Well, I get really irritated by everything. That's my biggest problem. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I still like random people like nitpicking something I said, and it just like drives me crazy. I don't know. What's the secret? Do you do meditation? Do you smoke weed? What do you
I'm sober 10 years, man. Sober.
Yeah.
So, I used to let it get under my skin,
angry.
and I just feel like if people aren't talking about you or hating on you, you're not relevant.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, the more that people hate on me, I use it as fuel. I'm like, I'm making you see, you little punk. So if I didn't make people see and I wasn't controversial, then I probably don't think I'd be relevant. So, yeah, I'm happy to make all these people get their panties in a wad.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. In regards to the clip we just watched, first of all, let me say I did not add all of those chirps. I know you're probably thinking like that was like way too many chirps, but that was like real. He must have had like 3 or 4 smoke detectors going in his place. And I guess, I don't know what we can even say about the Carmelo Anthony thing at this point that isn't sort of obvious, but I don't know. What do you have any thoughts on that you'd like to share?
Well, with the Carmelo thing?
Yeah, and just the whole reaction, and I don't know.
Well, I mean, okay, let's talk about the CQ for a second. You know that like his dad's stance when he originally came out was
right. He forgave him. Yeah. And
he wanted to go pray with him. Right.
Yeah.
I think what the internet did to that man after he had a gag order is he was probably reading comments for like a year straight and going like, oh my God, I probably shouldn't have done that. And so now his stance is more racial, which I think it's good. It's a good thing.
Yes.
Overall, I think it's got some things where it's kind of like some forgiveness stuff that's kind of sprinkled in there, but he's talking about IQ. He's talking about behavior. And he's kind of watermelon felon, like so.
Yeah, the red pilling of Jeff Metcalf.
Yeah, I like it. So I like seeing that.
Yeah,
I do like seeing that. So it's a very terrible, tragic thing to lose. To bury your own kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened to my family, and it destroys families. So, hopefully it just keeps getting more and more racial.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people watching the the reaction of the Black community and all the defense and everything. I don't think he's the only one who's sort of taking note. I don't know how people are not racist already in 2026, but every time something like that happens, it's got to create more than a few more.
We were almost there with Irina Zaruska,
right? And
then the Charlie Kirk thing happened, and then. I don't know how you feel about Erica Kirk, but I'm not buying that narrative at all with her. I've kind of gone down the conspiracy road with Erica Kirk and all the other actors that are involved with that, and how TPUSA has to now register under FARA. So it's like essentially an Israeli company now.
Do they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So
I don't pay that
yeah.
much attention to it because it just got too much. Like I didn't want to sort through what was real and what was fake. I sort of was a defender of Erica Kirk at first, and then over time I was like, okay, she's kind of weird. I can't, like, whatever. And also it's like, at first it's like, hey, your husband just died, like you get some grace, but if you're gonna put yourself out there all the time, then people are going to talk about you. So it's like, whatever, I don't know. Yeah. What did you think that the Charlie Kirk thing was like a net negative in terms of racial consciousness? Like that, it almost seemed like that was the point you were making.
Yeah. That was the point, because Charlie was getting racial.
Right.
Charlie was talking about Irina Zaruska. Charlie was talking about black crime statistics. Charlie was questioning even the Trump assassination, which, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole on that. I'm not saying everything is fake in G, but a lot of things are fake in G if you don't know about the Smith-Mundt. So Charlie was, I think, on his way of, getting racial. And I think that in order to keep, the narrative going, they had to blame it on the left, because if the left and the right see that the government is openly taking people out, then no one's thinking about overthrowing the government, right? They're thinking about the left.
Yeah.
So I think that was the plan there.
Yeah. That was the effect. Whether or not that was the plan, I'm going to stay agnostic on, but I get what you're saying. And I don't disagree. Well, whatever. Well, let's move on. This is in France, and this is, speaking of Irina Zrutska and Austin Metcalf, this was sort of a tribute that they were doing there in France.
Violé et assassiné dans le bois de Boulogne. Mathis, 15 ans, tué à coups de couteau lors d'une altercation. Elias, 14 ans, tué à la machette lors d'un racket.
So they're saying the victims of anti-white murders, people who are killed, and they got the big White Lives Matter banner. And I mean, obviously this is like good. Is it weird for you seeing people do more stuff like this now and thinking like, I was doing this 10 years ago and the SPLC ruined my life, and now it's like, it's sort of more commonplace, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I just think that we have an issue with the morality problem. I think once we shake that and we lean into these words, these buzzwords that are like used to like stop us from like getting tribal, then we're gonna have this freedom. I'm really excited because like never in my life, in the 10 years of doing this, I wasn't always pro-white either. I was a Civnac, so I've been pro-white. I'd probably say like 4 or 5 years, but my point is that we've actually witnessed this awakening with people knowing about the small hats, right? And you probably thought, like I probably thought, we'll never see this in our lifetime,
right?
And we have seen it. Like this is a cool thing. Wait till you see white racial consciousness. This is the thing that I'm waiting for.
Yes, and
this is right around the corner.
I think so. You mean buzzwords like racism and stuff like that? Like,
yes.
Yeah. No, I agree totally. What is the SPLC? I don't know how much you can talk about the lawsuit, but I'm kind of curious. So like some guy went into a synagogue and was like doing a stunt, and they charged him with like trespassing or hate crime or something. And they're trying to sue you for saying that you like incited that basically, or you planned that. Like, can you?
There's two right now. So the first one that I'm going through isn't that one. The first one I'm going through is that we did some IRL activism on the street, passing out flyers. We left, and as we were leaving, one of the guys that was a bartender who was a non-white was at a bar called Johnny Cash's, and we have him on video leaving work, rolling up, because I guess he had long hair, rolled up his hair in a ponytail, right, getting ready for a confrontation. And he runs down the street about, I don't know, like 20 yards, goes up to my buddy, goes, fight me. And my buddy's like, what? And he hands my other friend the flagpole, and the guy just sucker punches him right in the face. And I'm like, across the street, I'm like, whoa, we got to stop him, like citizen's arrest, right? He turns back around, starts running to his place of employment, turns back around, punches Ryan Krieger in the face, Ryan Krieger's now doing jail time for self-defense. So, and then I jump on the guy's back to hold his arms. He bites a piece of my arm off, right? My hands got in his eyeball. I don't know how. I was pulling my hands back and my fingers got stuck in his eyeballs. So there's like a picture of me, like pretty much with my fingers in his eyes, and they're making it seem like I've, you know, like there wasn't a reason for me to do that. I'm just randomly attacking someone. But long story short, the police asked if I wanted to press charges. I said yes. They asked Nicholas, who was originally punched by this guy, if he wanted to press charges. We both pressed charges. It was all on film. The police officers, etc., the ambulance coming, treating us, all that stuff. 2 days later, no charges were pressed. We were calling and saying, what's going on? So we called internal affairs. They investigated the police officers. They felt like something wasn't happening, so they took us to the magistrate. They said, go to the magistrate. We showed up in court at 11 o'clock at night in Nashville. The judge saw the evidence. The judge says, you know, put out a warrant for his arrest and arrest him. Long story short, he was never arrested. And the DA, I believe his name is Glenn Funk, he got the charges and dismissed them. So this non-white, he assaulted 4 people that day, 4 people, and did get 1 charge. And now he's suing me and a few others for him attacking us. And the other lawsuit is a guy who was just playing a joke, dressed up as a rabbi in a different state from me, right? And he just walked in and he said, hey, what's going on with so-and-so people sucking so-and-so this, right? And that's all he said. And a guy pulled a gun on him, walked him off the property like 50 yards, and it had nothing to do with me. And technically, it should have just been a trespassing. And they made it into like a hate crime thing. And now the Jewish Community Center is suing me, him, and Paul Miller.
Why does, because the guy was like a Paul Miller fan and a Handsome Truth fan, or like what is even the logic there?
Yeah, they're trying to make it. They're trying to conspire and say just because you're on Goyim TV that you're a part of GDL. So they're using like this like weak defense of saying that anyone who's on Goyim TV is GDL, which is absolute nonsense. It's like saying anyone on YouTube is a Crip or a Blood. Right. You know what I mean? So it's I don't believe it's going to hold up in court, but you know, I had to get deposed, which is asked a bunch of questions for 7 hours in front of let's see, 6 total small hat lawyers in a Hilton hotel for 7 hours, asking me questions like you wouldn't believe. So it's very intrusive.
Like what, for example?
I mean, they could ask me, you know, did you shit today? And I could say, yeah. They could say, what color was it? And I'd have to tell them the truth. So, I mean, they could ask anything. And it's really invasive. And these people, they want to fish for information.
Yeah, we need a white SPLC or like a white ADL that funds our lawsuits. When is that going to happen?
I think they're working on that. I think they actually are working on that. I know the Freedom, what is it? I forgot the name of the place, but there is a freedom of expression firm. And I know they help out with people that are getting like hung up on like stupid littering charges or free speech issues. So, so there are some that are coming up. It's just you can lose your bar license and not be able to practice.
Right.
So,
jeez.
So they kind of have to play within the rules of the courts. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to get work. So it's kind of like it's controlled opposition a little bit.
All right, let me play another clip for you here. So that is in Ireland, and that was the riots that happened in Ireland after the beheading video from the Senegalese, however you say it, migrant. Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts on seeing that happening?
I was excited. I'm happy for these guys. You know, I said if there's going to be any revolution, as far as white nations, who's going to be the first? I actually called Ireland. I said Ireland or Italy, but my bets are on Ireland. So hopefully they keep fighting.
Australia's up there too. I mean, maybe that's in my opinion, because they seem to be sort of ahead of us in a lot of ways with organizing and trying to get into government and all that. Although they've faced massive setbacks, I'm always just kind of impressed by like the amount of organizing that the guys in Australia are doing. I guess the problem is, and you know, people always say this, like, okay, you go out and riot, you kick over some garbage cans, you set a car on fire or whatever, and then nothing changes, and then you get arrested and put in jail for like 20 years. Which is like true. Like that could happen. That we saw that happen in England like a year ago to a bunch of people. But it's like, how do you tell people not to be angry? you know what I mean? Like, it's really just kind of a frustrating situation.
It's tough. You like to see it, but at the same time, you know, these people are organized.
Yeah, I like to see it
too. They're winning.
You know, I like to see it too. I'm not gonna pretend I don't.
It's just like the migrants or the police or the politicians, right? Where do you focus your energy? Like if you want to get something done, you know, you kind of have to think like a mob boss, like a career criminal, and you can't just go out there and listen. It's justified. That's the thing that you can't argue. It's justified. But in order to get things done, you know, you just got to think about the bigger picture. Who are these politicians in particular that are bringing in these non-whites?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of
Jimmy.
which,
What up, Seinfeld? What up? Can we get a free Palestine? Can we get a free Palestine? Come on, give us one free Palestine.
It doesn't exist.
so that's outside the basketball game. Are you?
Oh boy,
yeah,
the Knicks?
Yeah, the Knicks. Are you a basketball guy? You like?
No, I do not watch goy ball at all, period. But I've been seeing all these videos of these Knicks and Spurs take off your jersey riots going on. So I'm assuming that's who's playing.
Yeah, it was. And that was, of course, Jerry Seinfeld getting asked about, getting asked to say free Palestine. And he says Palestine doesn't exist.
Huh. Well, I don't really care about, let's just be honest. I don't care about brown people or any of their struggles.
Based.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for words. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin.
Oh my God.
Right now.
You can't walk away no more. It's actually exactly what he could have and should have done. Literally all he had to do was walk away. No one stopped him from trying to walk away. He was refusing over and over not to leave. So yeah.
That's been a circus watching all that. I think that's waking up white people at a very fast rate, watching these people that are openly saying like he deserved to die, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's like a social media trend where they're like pissing on his grave, or they're like editing the images to make it look like they're pissing on his grave, and it's like, yeah, that's how you win hearts and minds. That's what
I hear.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. We got the right to choose it. There ain't no way to lose it.
Oh boy.
I was waiting for you to ask if that was like my church congregation or something.
I was gonna ask you that. I was holding back. I see the Christ cuck seething in the comment section right now.
It's not, for the record. For the record, that is that's the San Francisco gay choir or whatever. They're the same guys who a couple years ago they put out like a "We're Coming for Your Children."
Oh,
video.
that was that video was terrible.
Yeah. Pride Month, though, it feels like it's taking a back seat, doesn't it? Like, is it just me, or is it like this is sort of waning? This like we're gonna go crazy gay all June.
Isn't this like a black month?
It's
Or
well,
is
it's
it a
like
black
yeah, it's
and gay month?
Juneteenth also, which is like another thing no one actually gives a shit about as far as
Yeah.
I can.
When is Black History Month? Is it this month?
No, that's like February, I want to say, but
Oh.
that was also subdued this year. Like it feels like people are backing off the wokeness, if you want to use that word, whatever you want to call it, and so that's good. Because like a few years ago, it was like Pride. It was like just gay stuff in your face, nonstop. Corporate media doing like having all this stuff about the gays and everything, and it's not really quite the same this
I think
year.
they pushed it too far. I think they kind of pushed it too far, like that whole thing with the kids and the books, things like that. I think like it's just.
Yeah, it's also
It's not
there
the
was
button you wanna
pushback
push.
against them. Like there was like I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but there was a big Target boycott where Target actually lost a lot of money because they put a bunch of gay stuff in the store, and people said, okay, we're
remember
not
that.
shopping at Target. So
Yeah,
that
was BlackRock.
who was pushing the gay stuff?
Yeah, because the Miller Lite was doing that too.
Right. Yeah.
That was under the umbrella of BlackRock. Larry Fink.
Yeah, what do they call that? ESG or whatever, where it's like that's weird, man. There's like the world is weird. It's like, yeah, we're gonna like what is it like when they de-rank your stock valuation if you don't have enough like diversity and inclusivity or what? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like just straight up weird. I don't even.
They actually had. I just found out because I live next to a Bass Pro, like the original Bass Pro. Have you ever been to one?
I'm sort of familiar. I don't know if I've been to one.
It's pretty cool. It's like the one where I'm at has like a giant aquarium.
Yeah, it's kind of
and
like,
it's like
what's that other place called? We got one, with the hunting and the animals and the aquarium and all that. Somebody's got to know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I have like a shirt that I wear. I can't remember it. Anyway, go ahead.
So long story short, what was I saying? That
You live
what
by a
was you
Bass
talking
Pro. Cabela's is the place I was.
Oh, Cabela's. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know Cabela's. Yeah. So Bass Pro. I don't know where I was going with the whole Bass Pro. I forgot what we were talking about before that.
We were talking about like ESG and.
Oh,
BlackRock.
yes. Okay. So they were getting sued because they didn't outsource their jobs. So they like in the local communities, a bunch of white people, right where I'm at, the demographics are pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Bass Pro, the government filed a lawsuit against them because they weren't going out of their way enough to hire brown people.
That's crazy.
So it's like, I mean, they're legally doing this. I mean, this is in the UN papers of like 2001 or 2000, where they're openly talking about replacing white people. I mean, this is just like, it's insane. This is actually, on paperwork at the UN.
Yeah, it's
they're like, yeah, we're just gonna replace you. What are you gonna do about it?
Should be able to sue the government for doing that. Honestly, like that's like
it's an act of war.
It's racial discrimination on their part, being like, why are you hiring white people? That's
right.
There's like, I'm guessing you're probably not a big Kanye West fan, but I don't know if you saw this guy. He's supposed to be doing like a concert in Florida, and this guy Rick Scott, I think his name, who is like a senator or a congressman or something. I'm not totally sure, but he was like, he gave a speech at the Holocaust Museum. I saw this on Twitter yesterday, saying that like, we need to shut this down. We can't allow this concert to go forth and that. And this guy is like, he works for the government, right? So it's like, obviously like a First Amendment issue when you have government employees, elected officials saying, we're not.
Wait, is this the guy in Florida?
Yeah, in Florida.
Yeah, he's like a big time. I think he's like a big time like Christian Zionist. This guy,
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's no good. I think I've seen this guy. He is definitely like an APAC bitch.
Rick Scott is an American attorney, businessman, politician, Navy veteran, serving as the senior United States senator from Florida. So he's a senator. So he goes to the Holocaust Museum and he's like talking about how they're not going to let Kanye West come do a concert because he's not even anti-Semitic anymore. He like renounced all that. He apologized.
Yep.
He hung out with the rabbi, kissed the wall,
Kiss the ring.
Yeah,
Kiss the ring,
and they
kiss the wall.
still won't let him go do a rap show. It's crazy. It's crazy how vindictive they are, you know?
Well, didn't Lucas Gage just do this? Like, I just saw that like Lucas Gage just went on like an apology tour. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I don't know that much about it. I know he said that he was like renouncing anti-Semitism or something along those lines. And he was like, he's going to shift away from politics in general. I don't know. I don't want to comment on it because I don't really know much about.
You should have invited him on. That would have been explosive.
Yeah, you guys don't get along, or
no? I mean, like I would just like to ask him some questions, like what the heck are you thinking?
Yeah, that would have
like,
been good.
It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't need to like swear at him or anything. It's like, you know, it's his choice to do what he wants, but you know, it just seems so odd.
You know, I think it's like as like it gets to you, you know, and you're just like. I think like for me, speaking for me, I have no intention of quitting, but it's frustrating how much shit you take from people on your own side. That like that, I think that gets to you after a while, and eventually you just say, well, whatever. Nobody is like grateful for what I'm doing. It's not true. Like most people are supportive on our side, but you have like this vocal minority who are constantly like criticizing every little thing you do, and that gets old. So it could just be that, but I don't know. I don't actually know.
That's like the blackpilling part.
Yeah,
it's like,
it is.
Oh my god, like this movement is just full of retards. You know, it's just. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, man. It's like. Can't put things together, completely dysfunctional. You know, that's why I try to promote sobriety and our people getting sober minded, just because, you know, this can't be like a movement for the trailer park and the scumbag trolls. It needs to be like very serious. And, you know, we need to be able to reach the middle class and upper class with our message. And when you go on the internet, it's just a cesspool of retards.
Yeah, I agree. I saw you're doing the sobriety stuff. I think that's great. You know, I always encourage my follow. Like I'm totally sober too. I'll have a drink here or there, whatever, but I don't mess with anything anymore. And you know, so I'm always telling people, don't smoke weed, don't be an alcoholic. Like you got to get your shit together. And
right.
Every once in a blue moon, I get a message from somebody who's like, I quit weed and I feel so much better. And I'm like, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our life. This is our song.
Oh boy.
This is the first episode, and wow, oh wow, how I scored. I hope Jakey's hungry because it's going to be getting hot tonight. We're going to be doing a medium rare ribeye, mushrooms, sauteed spinach, wine, the whole works, because we have a crusader in the house. And
cheers. Here's to make America feminine again.
Making
That's
America
your boy.
feminine again. Mafa.
Who's that?
The guy that is Jake Shields in the background, or not Jake? Not Jake Shields. Jake.
No, that's Jake Lang.
Jake Lang. My mistake.
Is that Jake Lang?
Yeah.
Oh, the Jewish pure.
Dude, I saw a convo you had with him. He's in jail right now, by the way. He's in jail for like uttering terroristic threats. He said something like he was gonna, if Carmelo Anthony isn't found guilty, I'll deal with him myself or something like that. And they
it was bad. He said he had some choice words. You can't say them here on this platform, but
yes, well, especially
$1 million,
especially if you're
$1 million bail,
especially if you're white. Because I heard a lot of black people saying threats and talking about killing people, but it's weird. They never get charged or arrested for that. The guy who assaulted Chud the Builder, by the way, has never been charged for the assault. I was going to bring that up when you said when you were talking about the black guy who attacked you guys, and he never got charged. Yeah, he hasn't been.
I didn't even know he was black, to be honest. Like he wasn't. He claims to be half black, the guy that attacked us. And honestly, you know, I'm a race realist. I can pretty much spot people, but you know, I'm questioning of saying, hey man, you need to put a DNA test
is he like
in your court.
Rachel Dolezal type of situation?
Yeah, exactly. Or who's the other guy? Sean King.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, they have
That
new
guy.
peptides now. They have like a melanin peptide you can take that will actually like start to turn you black if you take enough. So I think we're gonna see that go. We're gonna see white people like taking the melanin peptide. I forget what it's called, but and then like being like, I'm black.
Blick.
Yeah.
Blickety
So I saw a thing with you and Jake Shields where you guys were on a call together or whatever. He was talking to you on the phone and you guys were like going back and forth. Or not Jake Lang.
You mean Jake Lang?
I keep saying, yeah, Jake Lang. And I get the impression you're not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm not because he's Jewish and there's listen, man, I think some of the stuff that he's done, let's say he's not, I hate fed jacketing people. I think it's stupid. You know, just if he says that he's, you know, half Jewish, he's half Jewish. Okay. To me, that's too much Jewish, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to go work with other people that are non-white and be a part of that thing, that's his business. He can go do it. But in the white nationalist circle, no one's going to work with Jake. But I will say there is some things that he's done that I thought were pretty good. Like he did like the whole deport all the immigrants at like a baseball game. And then he jumped over the fence and he filmed Metcalf's blood. I thought that was a pretty powerful. So I don't want to like say everything he's done is like terrible. Some of the city council things he said are pretty spot on. But again, at the end of the day, you see the way his mind works when we have that conversation. He couldn't even have like a regular conversation without like chimping out.
Yeah, he's a character for sure. Did you see the one outside where he went to like the ACLU and was like throwing up Romans and dropping N-bombs, and that was like that was the craziest clip. He said something like, "We don't want our children to be brainwashed by Jews to love N-words," and he was like doing Romans. And then like Viva Frey, I don't know if you know who that is, but he's like a Jewish like big streamer on Rumble, big MAGA guy. He's like kind of like staged an intervention where he was like, I gotta like Jake Lang, you're going down a dark path, and I don't know how that all turned out, but it was that was like a crazy clip, I thought.
Make America feminine again.
Making America feminine again. Mafa.
The idea of blaming our housing crisis on immigration is absolutely wild to me, actually. Robert,
that says more about you because we've got an extra 10, 20 million people come in the country.
Do you think that?
I said ACLU, I meant ADL. He was outside the ADL and he was saying we don't want Jews brainwashing our kids to worship N-words. I was like, damn.
It's funny.
Do you think
So
that
do you not think an extra 10 million people is going to have an effect on housing?
Do you think that if we lock down our borders, we're going to solve the housing crisis?
Well,
is that going to solve
it? The thing is, the more people you have in a country, the more houses you're going to need. I know it might sound...
He's really good at explaining things like this, isn't he? Yeah.
Just the physiognomy here, you kind of like you already know what's going on. But yeah, so she is like incredible.
Her?
Yeah, well, she's incredulously asking the guy, like, you really think that, like, if we get rid of all the migrants, it's going to, like, fix the housing crisis?
Duh.
Yeah, he goes, well, you know, the more people you need, the more houses you need. And she goes, oh, wow, like, I never thought of it that way. Jeez. I don't even know. And it's like, these are the people who are ruining the world, and you really have to wonder, like, why do they have any influence at all when they're that stupid? You know, this is the WQ, the woman question. I don't know if she's Jewish, maybe she is, but she's definitely a woman. And we have way too many women who went to school and got like a master's degree or whatever, and now they're telling us that we, you know, need to import migrants and that will have no effect on housing prices.
Her nose doesn't look Jewish. I mean, but she could just be, you know, a leftist. So
yeah,
I don't know.
She's definitely a leftist. Did you see on Twitter the Rupert Lowe put out like a grooming gang inquiry? A lot of people have been talking about that. And there was this one woman who definitely is Jewish, and she was like giddily laughing about how they got one technicality wrong in the report or whatever. I think it was like something about the county lines being they were saying that the girls were like sex trafficked, but they used like the wrong definition to show that was the case. And she was like laughing about this and so happy and like, oh, you guys are so stupid.
I saw it. I was going to watch it on my show tonight. I see it going all over the internet, but I'm wondering about the numbers. Was they saying 250,000 a year?
No, they're saying total, not a year.
Oh, it's got to be way more than that.
And they're saying, well, yeah. So it's because this has been going on since like at least the 70s, probably the 50s. I think the 50s is when the Pakistanis all started coming to England to work in factories. I talked to Mark Collette about that one point, and he was explaining that they brought all those Pakistanis in for cheap labor to work in factories. And then they started, doing like the mass raping, grooming gang stuff. And, but you got a lot of people saying that 250,000 is too many. Richard Hanania is like, there's no way it's that many. And, I saw another Jewish woman also saying like, oh, the methodology is all flawed. They don't source the data. They don't do this and that and the other thing. And I said to her, I was like, all of these criticisms you have, can you answer them if I were to apply them to the Holocaust numbers? If I wanted you to prove the 6 million, would you have all of these little, like she's like saying they don't even have like a coding system for this. And I'm like, I said that, and then she goes, oh, I don't know. I only research child sexual abuse or whatever. And I thought, that's
Oh, she responded to you?
Yeah, she did. But she said, I don't know. I don't research the Holocaust. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Oh, man. Oh, this one's kind of good. Rate this guy's Riz.
No, it's YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah, it's YouTube.
YouTube. Active. Where are you from?
I'm Russian, you?
Russian?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Russian. How old are you?
23, you?
23, yeah. I'm 20. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Natalie.
Natalie, yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you going now, Natalie?
I'm going to the bars.
Going to the bars? How many views we got? Oh, famous, yeah?
A little. Just a little, yeah.
Oh, what are you going? Are you going home tonight?
Is that a
Sorry,
man?
what?
You want to come home with me tonight?
Oh, no.
Are you a boy or girl?
I'll let you guess.
That's a man.
Oh, fuck, bro, chill. Bro, chill. Oh, fuck.
Oh, awesome.
Steady. We don't condone violence, just to be clear.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh, Mark.
Oh, shit.
No, like
wow.
Yeah. I mean, look, we don't.
I knew something was off. I thought she was Mexican.
Yeah, no, she's a he, actually. Big streamer, apparently. I don't know too much about it, but yeah, it's funny. Look, look, obviously we don't endorse or condone violence, but there is like a deception, a fraud happening here that is like obviously unethical. And if you do that to the wrong person, you're lucky he wasn't black. He would have stabbed you. You got off light, really.
Yeah. You would have been racist.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty funny clip though.
Oh, fuck.
That I cut it short for time, but it goes on for like another 3 minutes where he's just like, oh my jaw. It's pretty funny, but I'll just leave it up to people's imagination.
Is that a big time streamer?
I guess so. At least somewhat. I'm not familiar, but I guess so.
Oh.
It's big enough that it went viral with the clip.
Your walls. Savannah and I were talking about why do we go for specific men that we know either they're gonna cheat or we know they're gonna be shady, so then we're gonna be shady, and it's this constant game. Anyone listening that's confused by this, it's there's something so fun about fuck boys if you like to play the game.
Yeah.
because it is fun. It's never fucking boring. You're always on your fucking toes. Why the fuck would I pick a guy that is nice and good for
And
me?
so sweet. Like, why?
Sweet and makes me feel good about myself. I want to feel like shit daily. So I've got to fucking rise to the top of my own and be like, bitch, watch me.
Were you ever a player back in the day?
I mean, I wouldn't call myself a player. I don't know if I was like that good at it, but I was a womanizer. I did have like a lot of sex, but it's not necessarily women you would want to have sex with, a lot of them. So occasionally I'd score like an 8 or whatever, but like, yeah, I was a horn dog. Let's put it that way. But you know, I was kind of a gentleman, I guess. Like, I think it was, you know, I wasn't like really, you know, I think most of those casual hookups I had, like they understood the deal. There wasn't really like a lot of confusion about we're going to get married or anything like that. But, you know, now I'm a good Christian boy. I don't do any of that stuff anymore. I renounce all that. So
did you really need like faith to change the behavior, or were you just able to do it just by getting older and having less tea?
Yeah, no, I changed before I became Christian, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like what happened was I got a girl pregnant and we have a daughter. We're not together. I'm married to somebody else. I have kids with somebody else now. But that was really the catalyst, was becoming a father. And I kind of had that built-in sense of like, okay, I have to actually try to do a somewhat good job of being a dad. Like, this kid needs me. And I came to learn that that wasn't being a pothead and a womanizer and all these things wasn't conducive to being a good dad. Right. So I sort of eventually hit the point where I was like, okay, I have to change, quit cigarettes and weed, and kind of got my shit together. That's when I started making content. Because what happened was,
me too.
I quit weed. And after I quit, because I was like, I can't spend money. I can't waste money on cigarettes and weed. I can't even afford it. So I quit weed. Then I was like, you know what? I can't just play video games all the time anymore. It's too boring without the weed. And that's when I started writing and watching YouTube videos and being like, I think I'm going to make some YouTube videos and stuff. Because it was just like, all of a sudden I had all this time. I had to figure out something to do with.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good thing, is that like when you close that door, it opens up new doors. That's what I tell people. It's like, it's hard to explain. It's hard to sell. Like, it's easy to sell like on TV, like a beer commercial. It's like, oh, look, I'm having a beer. I'm surrounded by babes, right? And I'm at the party, right? And it's like, how do you sell sobriety to someone?
I know. I miss smoking sometimes, just because it, like, you feel cool when you're doing it. You know, I'm watching a movie, I see somebody smoking, I'm like, oh man, he looks so cool. That could be me.
Yeah, I don't miss I was more like, I did marijuana quite a bit. Like, it was like a wake and bake, and then, you know, before I went to bed, I'd have like a couple 22s. It's like some, you know, Hefeweizen or some Great White Shark, some beers, you know, and then I'd smoke a joint. But my problem was I'd party too long. I'd get cocaine and I'd go on for days, and it'd just be terrible, man. I remember, like, I was in such denial. Dude, check this out. I watched, like, when I first started waking up, I watched these like documentaries on food, and like being like into fitness and stuff like that. I was like, all right, so I probably shouldn't eat animals, right? So I saw like knives over forks, right? So I went vegan, but I was still like a drug addict. So I was like telling myself, the level of denial, I was like, all right, I'm going to stop doing cocaine. I'm going to stop drinking alcohol. And what I did to cope, right? I was addicted to coping still, is I was microwaving my alcohol, and I was vaping it. So I was actually getting drunk and vaping it, and I was eating my cocaine.
That feels worse. Like, that seems somehow like more extreme. Like,
bro, I was eating cocaine and vaping alcohol. I was hilarious. Just like, oh, dude, I'm wrecked. And then, like, towards the end, I started shooting heroin, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna die. My parents are gonna bury me. It's gonna be like the most selfish thing ever. And I ended up getting clean and making content. You know, I was just, because I was really bummed out, like finding out about who controls the industry. You know, I really wanted to be an actor, and and just finding out that I was like, hey, there's no chance. And I was like, well, you know what? There's this YouTube thing. And, I just kind of was like, well, you're kind of funny and entertaining sometimes. At least you think you are, and your mom does. So I guess, I just kind of was like, all right, well, let's see if your personality and your wits and your charm can do something. And it actually did. And, right now I'm really happy to have like a loyal audience, but like most importantly, this next thing that I'm working on with Race and Recovery, which is like AA or NA for white people strictly, where it teaches us to get sober for a greater cause, greater purpose, our race, right? In the 14 words. So I'm actually super duper grateful that I've actually, because I used to keep the sobriety thing hidden, because I had such a rap sheet with like the rapping, the degeneracy, all that stuff, So when I finally talked to people about the sobriety thing, it really, got a lot of people to kind of look into it, and now, I'm influencing guys to get sober. So I'm really, really happy about that.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I will say my faith does help me, as a married man, like the lust is always there in the background. And so, it helps me if I'm at the gym and I see women, like I don't indulge thoughts, and my faith does help me with that. And I don't watch porn, I stay away from all that stuff. And I don't think you necessarily need that, but I do think it helps. Can I ask you about your deism? I don't want to turn this into like a grill thing, but
no, that's fine.
I have like
you don't have to. No big deal.
I have like just a couple questions, because when I think about it,
sure.
Like this is like my problem with it is like, how do you know? Like, okay, so the first question I would ask is like, do you think God intercedes? Like, do you think he's listening to your prayers? Do you think he's maybe answering your prayers? Because I know when we did the space, Lucas Gage came on and was like, I believe there's a God, but I don't think he intercedes. I don't think he cares. I don't think he listens. And I was kind of thinking like, I mean, God, that could be a flea on a dog for how much it's affecting you then. Like, why would you care at that point? So do you think he does listen?
This is a tough question, to be honest. It's a really hard question. It's a simple question. It's a tough one because honestly, when I first got sober, I kind of had just, the idea of, finding a creator, right? That was part of like the program, the AA program. And yes, you are reprogramming your mind, right? To open up to new thoughts and steps to do the work to stay sober, right? So at first it was like a deist kind of thing. Like, I believe in a creator. I believe there's something bigger than me. I don't know what to call it. Sure. Right. And I grew up like Christian, Catholic, as a kid, but it just never stuck with me. I thought it was like nonsense. I ended up getting into becoming Christian by looking into the Jewish problem. Right. So I, was seeing some of these verses online about the Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 synagogue of Satan. You have your father, the devil. And I was like, oh my God. So Christianity actually, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was a deist when I first got sober, and then I stayed sober with doing the Christianity thing. So even though I'm a stickler on Christianity quite a bit, when it comes to Race and Recovery, if Jesus is going to help you get sober, I just shut up about it. I want our people to live. I want our people to survive and thrive. And they can come to that down the road. But as far as, there's a little bit of trauma around me because your faith's separate from my faith now, right? There was a time where I would ask for guidance and stuff like that. I felt like it did help, right? I'm not going to deny that. I felt like it did help. I felt like it did keep me focused. And right now, since I feel like I've been tricked and bamboozled about the situation right now, it's been hard for me to kind of pick up and get back into a healthy mind state of trusting something, right? And so that's kind of where I'm at right now with my spirituality. I do believe, I'm interested in looking into the ancient gods, but at the same time, I look at even our ancestral faith, right? With, Greek mythology or Odinism or whatever. I look at that as, hey, that can get corrupted too, So my whole thing is just like the laws of nature and a consciousness of something that's created, call it source or whatever it is, that's created this world. And I don't know how to explain it. I can't even pretend that I do. So I just think that maybe we're not meant to know some of this stuff yet.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
that makes sense.
I totally get what you're saying. I guess like for me though, it's like it's way better to be like, wow, God revealed himself to us. He told us what he wants us to do. He gave us the rule book basically, and it's all there. And that to me is like so much nicer. I understand if you don't believe it, it doesn't help. But when I just think about deism, I'm like, well, you could, like, you don't know anything. You could just make anything up. You could decide for yourself. Like, how do you know? And then for me,
there's a pattern though. You can see it. Like there's structure, like with Fibonacci code and the way things are made. There's like some sort, like even when you look at snowflakes or.
Well, yeah, the world is so beautiful. When I even just like, I was saying this the other day, but it's like you look at animals, and animals are like so cute and fun to look at, a lot of them.
Absolutely.
And you think, is that really just random? Like, if everything's just random, why isn't the world like a Lovecraftian horror where there's just tentacle monsters going around everything? Why is stuff so beautiful to a human and so aesthetically pleasing, so much of it? You know, that just seems too good to be true, doesn't it?
Have you ever had a moment that was like, I guess you would call it spiritual, where you're in nature?
Oh yeah. I remember after I started to identify as a Christian more, I was coming home from the gym really early in the morning, and I live here in the Pacific Northwest in the mountains. It was like 6 a.m. and the sun was coming up in the mountains, and I was looking at that, and I was just like, I mean, obviously, like, God is real. Like, look at this, you know? And that's one example. I have it, like I said, sometimes just looking at an animal or something. I think I'm kind of like,
it was birds for me. When I saw a flock of birds, I paused for a second. I was like, there's something I can't explain.
Yeah. Or like when I look at my dog, it's like, there's like this weird connection here that is just like, like we're meant to like be together, me and my dog, you know? And it's like that. Like that's too weird. Like the dog can't just be like a retarded instinct thing. Like you look at animals and it's like they're thinking something. I know I sound retarded now, but I actually I don't even necessarily
that's a white people thing,
believe
man.
it.
That's a genetic thing with us.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Snow White effect, like the bird landing on your shoulder. You see those videos, it's always white people. It's always like a white woman got a bird like landing on her or whatever.
Did you ever see that documentary? Dude, there's a great documentary. I'm fascinated by sharks just because they scare the crap out of me.
Okay.
But there's this documentary with this girl who swims with sharks, and she was able to
That's
start
insane.
Did you ever see it?
I don't think so. That's crazy though. It creeps me out when it almost pisses me off because it's like, what, like you're gonna get killed. What are you doing? But okay.
No, she's figured out how to like when a shark comes, how to push its nose away, and usually it's like a way of them just checking you out and reading your who you what your vibe is, I guess. But long story short, they have a way of communicating. So that's always fascinated me is when your cat comes to your leg and it's pretty much saying hello, I love you, and I want some treats. Or your dog, when you open up the door and comes running and jumps on, you're like, hey, calm down. This communication, even with with sharks, dolphins, it's there's so much stuff that's kind of unexplored that's what, if I wasn't talking about race and the people that are trying to get rid of our race, that's something that I'd be interested in, is doing something crazy with animals, these guys that you see these guys that hug lions and they're hanging out with lions in the jungle. Yeah. They got their own lion pack. That to me is
tigers. So that's
amazing.
Crazy. Do you want to hear a funny story where this is going to make me sound really stupid? But there's a book called Life of Pi. I was reading this before I was Christian, and I don't know if you're familiar, but it's about a young Indian kid, I think, or something, and there's a boat wreck they're transporting a bunch of zoo animals, and he ends up in a life raft with a tiger. They made a movie about it too. And I was reading this book, and I was under the impression it was a true story. And I was like, and I was reading this book, and I was like, whoa, God is real. Like, this guy hung out with a tiger for like 3 months on a life raft. Like, that's crazy. And then towards the end of the book, something like absolutely insane happens. And I was like, wait a minute. And I flipped the book over, and I read on the back it was fiction. And I was like, oh God, I'm an idiot. Yeah. But the thing I said about it pisses me off. It's really cool that she can do that, but I just like it. I hate to see people throw their lives away. Like, did you see the video of the woman getting like bungee jump thrown off the bridge with no rope?
Bill? Yeah,
That's like such a waste and so messed up. And it's like, as a parent, I just can't, like, I don't do that thrill seeking stuff, even if I think it is safe. 'Cause it's like, I don't need to take the risk, you know?
That all kind of ended for me, like, I'd say like 28, 29.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be fearless. I would jump out of a plane. I would do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Drunk driving.
That was like how I was geared. Drunk driving. Yes, drunk driving. That was always awesome. Drunk driving.
It's funny because the young people have the most life. Like, you have the most reason to live when you're young. You still have so much ahead of you, but young people are the dumbest. They take all the risks. It is ironic. Yeah.
Yeah, but all that stuff that stopped. You know, it's that whole thing of being invincible, you know, that came to an end.
Yeah.
And now it's like, how do I preserve myself? You know?
Word. Okay, let me I'm gonna skip over this one. We're kind of talking a lot, but that's okay. The clips are not.
That's good.
Okay, here's
That's
one.
good.
Here's one.
Everyone's seething that we're not like cussing each other out right now.
All right. Yeah, this one here.
Wait, tell me the pillars again. So it's pro-life.
So, First Amendment, Second Amendment, sanctity of life, and veteran and first responders.
Okay.
And
First, second.
Is this the swimmer lady?
Yep.
Yeah, Riley Gaines.
Cool. The First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the sanctity of life, our veterans, I feel very passionately about. Do you guys, if you're going to talk about, I mean, you hate to even call them political issues, but do you specifically say like the left or the right, or is that something you try to kind of refrain from?
Yeah. Yeah, you can say.
Oh boy.
Okay. I've heard you introduce from the beginning, so.
Okay. First, that's what I needed to figure out really quick, is when I first, I mean, definitely over a year though. I would say, can I just say that, like, around 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Wait, tell me the pillars again. So it's pro-life.
So, First Amendment, Second Amendment, sanctity of life, and veteran and first responders.
Okay.
And
First, second. Yep. Hello, my name is Riley Gaines, and I'm a very, very proud Patriot Mobile user, and I have been for about 2 years now.
Right. So that was like a little bit of a controversy for people because they're just realizing, I guess, that influencers are fake and scripted and selling you stuff. She's recording an ad for like some like MAGA phone or whatever, Patriot Mobile. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know what to say. She's not that cute.
Yeah, she's.
So I'm not buying anything she said.
She really
I
lost.
mean, didn't she like? She just spoke up against like trans things, right? That was
Yeah. Some guy
famous,
swimming,
right?
and she turned that into a whole career, just being like, I don't think men should play sports with women. I guess the
Just some common
controversy of that clip is that she's asking like, do we have a mod in Rumble? Can somebody like deal with all the spammers, please?
Oh my God. You've got a lot to clean up there, bro.
Too much spam. I don't, come on. She's asking like, what are the values? Then she's saying like, these are my sincere values. And so people are saying it's fake and all that, but that's kind of like,
I mean, to be fair, she's doing a commercial.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, she's reading lines. Like if you're like, say, hey, tell me like from your heart, like, how do you feel about these certain things? She'd be able to riff, you know?
Right.
it's kind of taken out of context.
Yeah, it's kind of a nothing
You know, to be
burger,
fair.
basically, is what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay, what else we got here?
Guys, press 1 if you think the Singh was in the right.
Okay, so this is telling. This is a bunch of like Indian guys in the UK talking about the murder of Henry Novak, the guy who I'm sure you saw the footage and all that. I've been stabbed. I don't think you have, mate, with the UK police and all that.
I haven't seen this.
you haven't heard about Henry Novak?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I've heard. I haven't seen this video in particular.
Okay, yeah. So this is a bunch of Indian guys talking about that, and check out what they say.
Press 2 if you think the Singh was in the wrong and Henry was in the right. So 1 if you believe that Singh was in the... Which way did I say? Fucking, I've lost my train of thought here. 1 if you're in sport of the Singh. 1 if you're in sport of the Singh. 2 if you're in sport of Henry. Obviously, Henry's no longer around, but, you know, it still counts. So, guys, can you just start collecting the votes, please? They got 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2... Okay, fine.
Can you put a 1 in the comments if I should piss on Henry's grave, or 2 if I should shit on his grave? Thank you.
Okay, votes are in, guys. I'm sure most of you fucking don't need the results, but, you know, for the point of fairness...
Press 3 if we should get rid of all
The
the
votes
Polish
are
from
in.
Britain.
The 2s have won. I will shit on Henry's
Press
grave
3
when I
if
go to
we
the
should
UK.
get rid of all the Polish from Britain.
Is this a TikTok?
All Polish people.
Okay, so 92% voted in favour of the Singh. This poll will now, the results will be delivered to the jury whenever they're going to be, you know, conducting whatever they're going to be conducting the next session. So I'd like to say thank you to all of the participants.
I don't know if that last part is a joke or if he's actually like retarded and thinks that the courts care about their internet poll. If I'm being charitable, I'd say like that's like he's just joking or whatever. But I mean, they got all these people voting in this internet poll, and they're all saying the Indian guy, the murderer again. I mean, it's Carmelo Anthony all over again, and crazy how it just breaks down along racial lines, right?
Every time.
Every time it's
Every
like
time.
people just instinctively like, except for white people, they're like you'll see a lot of white people saying Chad the Builder should go to jail. You know, we're the like the only ones who are like.
Nick Fuentes said that. I mean,
he did say
covered
that.
it.
He dialed it back a little bit, but he did say that at first. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Nick Fuentes is. I don't know. Have you changed your mind on him yet?
No, I still like Nick, but I made a video reacting to him saying that about Chud, and I'll criticize him if I disagree, and I'm not like a dick rider per se. Some people will say I am, but I don't think I am. But yeah, I didn't like that, and there's other things he said that I don't like, but I try to like allow room for disagreement. He did dial it back, like I said. He said if he's innocent, he should be acquitted, which is I guess thanks for that.
Yeah, I saw something that there was someone who sent him like $100 super chat where they're like, hey, I'm having a hard time with becoming super duper racial, and it's in conflict with my Christian faith. And I just saw him just ream this guy of like having issues with the black race. And it's like I don't understand. It's very like when I watch Lucas Gage, it's like very flip-floppy, and then when I watch like Fuentes, it's the same thing. It's like this kind of like I'm gonna say something pro-white, and then I'm gonna go completely back on it and go something completely anti-white. So I just don't trust people that are like firm on race, At this stage in the game, if you're talking negatively about white, like being just openly anti-white and saying our people should be jailed, or counter signaling white people that drop an M-bomb, it's like, you know what? I don't have time to deal with you. You're an idiot.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not gonna speak for Nick or whatever. I don't want to I don't want to sit around and just talk about him when he's not.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
I haven't
I'll kick
seen
his ass when I see him.
I haven't seen the clip you're even talking about, so I don't. I'm not gonna But yeah, I get what you. I the flip flopping thing, that's real. I'll give you that one. Like that's I've said that about Nick too, that he's sort of all over the place. You know, you shouldn't dress up as a Nazi, like unless you're Kanye West, then you should have a
Exactly.
like it is a. I'm sure it makes sense to him, but for a simple minded guy like me, sometimes it seems a little contradictory. I don't know.
What's the name, bro? I'm asking you. You're the one that wants them out. I'm asking you who should be out. I'm asking
the guy on video.
I ghetto. And you're a stupid bitch, actually, for that.
But again, I think we have to get down to basics here. Okay. Did Jeffrey Epstein work with Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Who was Maxwell? Hold on. Who was Maxwell's father?
Mossad.
Who was Maxwell's father?
Maxwell.
So you shrug because you don't want to give the answer because it hurts your stance.
It doesn't hurt my stance at
It
all.
absolutely does.
Because what does that
He's
have to
tied
do with
into
the-
intelligence
I'm sorry,
agencies
what
up
does
one
that have
side
to
and
do
down
with
the other.
case? But that doesn't prove anything.
So just for a
I'm sorry, your brown opinion disregarded.
Yeah.
Right. That's how we should be dealing with this.
True. Yeah. Oh, you think we're debating? No, you're getting called a slur. The old Sam Hyde method. Just for context, this is like Brandon Straka, who is like, I don't know, he was a J6er, and I think he's like a gay guy, maybe, I'm not sure, but he started the walk away movement, like walk away from the left hashtag back in like 2016 or whenever. And he hosted this event where it's like the MAGA civil war, you know, between people like Owen Schroyer or whoever, I guess people who are like sick of Israel and Zog, and then people who aren't, basically. And so that's what they're discussing. That's what this event was about.
Owen.
What do you mean that doesn't prove? That's
anything.
circumstantial
That's
evidence.
Exactly. You just said it. That's circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial evidence means?
Yeah. Here's a guy.
That's not even admissible in court.
Here you go. Here's your
For the record, that's not true. Circumstantial evidence is admissible in court.
circumstantial evidence, okay? Here's a guy who's connected to the intelligence agencies up one side and down the other. He's also connected to all of Trump's attorneys, by the way. He got a sweetheart deal on that Florida case. And then he magically kills himself in prison with no footage, no security guards, with a toilet paper.
He didn't get a sweetheart deal.
The swamp runs too deep. I can't do anything here, so I have to quit. And everybody's like, yeah, good. And then Linda's like, well, what are their names, Josie? Like, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. It's a debate. You don't know how to debate, then why did you bring her? You can't ask her.
Can I make one point?
I asked her a question, and she gets mad about it. She could have just said, hey, stupid bitch. It's what she said on the fucking screen. Just fucking say that.
I won't.
Just fucking say that. But she comes back. Then she comes back to me like, what the fuck are the names? What the fuck? I just asked you a question. I just asked you a question. I don't have to fucking calm down. I don't have to fucking calm down. I don't have to calm down. I asked you a question. You got upset about it. I asked you a question. You could have literally said, I don't know their names.
Okay, Gavin, what are their names? What are their names?
Cat fight. They chipping out.
I'm asking you who
Chip
should
it
be
out.
out.
You know,
on video.
Dude, I gotta figure out how to do what software do you use for the filters? That just looks like
I can't tell you why Dev is my secret.
oh, that's your trade secret. Okay, all right. Snapcam, sweet. That's funny.
But bitch, actually,
It's kind of simple, but it just gets a laugh out of me every time. I don't know.
Linda, come on, it's not that.
Okay, can I make like a common sense point from like a normal fucking person that's not just like so aggressively on like one side? It is okay. Okay, first of all, we should we should all agree that we
Is that blonde girl? You probably don't know this. Is that Emily Saves America though? I thought she would be on the Jew loving side. They got Gavin on the Jew loving side.
She's got a Jewish boyfriend, and she's
like converting to Judaism. I don't know if that's even her.
Oh
but...
no. No, that chick is smoke. She's a smoke show, though.
Yeah.
That chick is
yeah, I guess so.
pray these things work out in our favor.
Okay.
Oh, this is terrible.
You saw this one?
Yeah, I've seen this one. Yeah, this one's bad.
Yeah. I don't really have anything to say about that. I just thought it was funny though when they're all yelling at each other and everything. I don't know if you got anything you want to.
I mean, we're saying it's funny now, but I mean, 5 years from now, we're going to be, I mean, maybe less with what's going on with the mass invasion. We're not going to be thinking this is too funny. It just hasn't hit your doorstep yet.
Right, with the Mexican woman or whatever. That's
or these people.
Oh, this one. Yeah. No, I meant the clip we just watched. Did you have any
The MAGA thing's just like so boring and lame. Like it just does. It's to me, it's just like, look at all these grifters. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? It's like you ever hear like when Christians argue, they're like, "Well, you're not a real Christian."
I'm not a fan of that stuff too. I get that in my chats. I get all these super
That's
chats.
That's how it is with MAGA, dude. It's like, you're not a real MAGA.
Yeah.
It's just like a level of like, it's retardation.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page where it's just kind of like if you're not talking about race, you're not talking about anything, basically. And that's the problem with a lot of MAGA stuff. So they love stuff like Epstein, even like the based MAGA people, because it gives them something to rail against. Like, where's the Epstein, list? Let's
no one's locked up. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you believe that Epstein was doing sick stuff to kids, or do you believe that like do you take the Fuentes stance of like, technically it's not pedophilia? Hot seat.
I lean more towards the Fuentes stance. I know it's not like what they say. So okay, look, Epstein was and I responded to Nick and I criticized him too for that a little bit, but Epstein was like convicted of like stat rape for having sex with a 14-year-old. Now, if you want to call a grown man who has sex with a 14-year-old a pedophile, I'm not going to stop you, because it's it's wrong and it's fucked up and it's wrong. So
a senior citizen.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein is a senior citizen.
Yeah, whatever. Like an old guy, like I'm not put an age on when it's okay to have sex with 14-year-olds, but it's really gross when you're older. So that's messed up, and like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, technically it's a phobophilia or whatever, but I mean technically it is. But I think I would have been okay with like executing a grown man having sex with a guy doing what he was doing, all the sex trafficking and everything. I would have been fine giving a guy like that the death penalty. So I'm not like a defender, but I guess there is sort of, it's overblown with
dude, did you get into Pizzagate though? I mean,
not really.
You know James Alefantis?
Not really.
That's if you don't have that primer, then you're not going to be able to put on that paint. That's how it is. Like if you haven't dug into the whole Pizzagate thing,
I mean, I've seen some weird shit. I've like Podesta emails and the art. I've like the art is you look at that art, you're like, okay, these people rape children. I've seen that. I agree with that. But
Ted Gunderson, the head of the FBI, saying that the government's been trafficking kids. I mean, Ted Gunderson was the main director at the FBI in Los Angeles, and then he started speaking out, and he ended up dead. And he was talking about the government trafficking children.
See, that I don't know about. I don't know about that.
Ted Gunderson, swear to God.
So, did you hear there was like a bunch of people got arrested because they were going to go shoot up the UFC 250 thing? I don't know if you heard about that. That was kind of a story that broke over the last couple of days. So they arrested a bunch of people who were like organizing on Telegram. They were going to shoot up the UFC 250 thing. And it was like one of the guys was a 19-year-old guy who, when they arrested him, he said, the government is a bunch of pedophiles. They're raping babies. So we're going to go kill them all. And, I mean, maybe you don't say if you support that, but
no. I think a lot of this stuff is. Are you familiar?
Like
with
that's my concern with some of that stuff. Is like people who are suggestible are gonna like kind of jump the gun. I mean, and you might disagree. Again, we can't really speak freely here, unfortunately. But
I think our government is involved with some of this stuff. Let's just put it that way. So I don't really jump and go like, oh yeah, that sounds legit. I'm always concerned that the government has a hand in these things,
especially like with covering stuff up for rich people in power. I'm sure some of that happens. Like we have documented cases where like Jimmy Savile in the UK, the BBC, like they, and the Catholic Church, the same. Like I'm sure there's cover ups and there is stuff like that happening. But I'm not like Trump was having sex with 6-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't.
Well, listen, Trump's mentor was Roy Cohn. I mean, and see what Roy Cohn was up to. And you know, he died of AIDS, and he was into young boys too. So, I mean, Trump was. I mean, if you've seen Devin Stack Blackpilled, Trump has been friend with Epstein for, I don't know, close to 20 years. So if you're friends with someone for 20 years and you're hanging out with them all the time, more than likely, just saying, birds of a feather flock together.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so again, though, like in terms of what is documented in like public, we know Epstein had sex with a 14-year-old. That's kind of like the worst thing that is like a matter of like legal record that he was charged and or convicted of. But you think that there was people who are a lot younger, probably, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I don't doubt it. I mean, if you saw the James Alefantis photos of him with babies and taping babies, like infants' hands to tables and sexualizing toddlers, I mean, it's through the roof. It's disgusting. It's what lit a fire under my ass to speak out. I just couldn't believe that people are okay with toddlers being trafficked and everyone just kind of just going, oh, it's a conspiracy. It's like, dude, it's right on Instagram. These people are openly sexualizing toddlers on Instagram.
Yeah, I guess maybe I just don't want to
look into it. Look into it. It's dark.
It's so dark. It's so dark. You know, I don't know. And like when you have,
that's
like,
what we're up against,
man.
Kids, we're up against some evil
I mean?
people.
Yeah,
we're up against evil people. You got to know what your enemy is.
All right.
Every council meeting, I can, and I can make the decision. You can do everyone. Yeah, I'm making. I don't know. No. I don't know. This is the way the factories.
The question here is, who brought this resolution? The original one.
Very good. Original Satnam brought it. Satnam brought it. No. Either way, you can fact him. Mr. Mayor and Mr. My question is this. He's not outside. No. He's keeping. But he comes back. He's keeping right now.
Yeah, I remember this. I'll tell you a story, a short one. This was like 15 years ago, give or take, before I was red pilled or anything. I was still like a normal, like pothead liberal, normal. I thought so.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to buy weed from this guy through a girl who knew him. I didn't know the guy, and we went to his house. He's an old guy, and the old guy was saying, you know, I went to like a church or something. I can't remember what he said, but he's like, and everybody was brown, and it's just like, imagine like being a minority in your own country. And to me, this was like, oh my God, racism. I was like, this weird old racist guy. Like, you can't say stuff like that, old man. I'm thinking in my head, you know, I don't say any of this to him, but I'm thinking it all. And now I see a video, like whenever I see a video like that, I always think of that guy, that old guy. And I'm like, man, he was so right. He was so like it. Like, I don't know how anybody can watch a video like that and think this is good. This is what we want.
Yeah. It's amazing how much you think you know when you're young and just how stupid you really are. You know? So I've had that. I've had those, epiphanies where I'm like, wow, you really were a dumbass as a kid. You really were dumb. And that's the thing now. It's like, I still just got a super chat. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to say that, like, you know, that's why I keep an open mind to this day, you know, remain teachable.
Right.
So,
yeah. You know, and the thing is, I'm not sure where that video is. It's like Texas or something. I don't think it said.
Weed all day, every single day.
Let me just back up a little bit and look. Yeah, I can't. I don't know exactly where it is. I want to say Texas, but don't quote me on that. But it's like, it's racial you know what I mean? They all help each other. They take over. It's like literally like an invasive fucking species, you know?
Yes,
like
that's accurate.
Like it's not an accident or a coincidence that a bunch of Indians, it's not just because there's like a bunch of Indian voters probably in that city, wherever that is. It's organized. Jews do the same thing. I have a really video that went really viral where I was talking about this American Life podcast where they talked about some place like by New Jersey or whatever, where a bunch of like Hasidic Jews got themselves elected onto the school board, even though none of them in the community send their kids to the public schools. They all send their kids to private schools, but they took over the school board so they could like gut the programs and the budget so that it would lower the property taxes. And they're like so organized in doing that. And it's like, I don't know how you look at that and you don't think like this is.
That's that Portuguese guy. What are you talking about? That Portuguese guy who like lost his YouTube? He did that whole like expose of like the Hasidic rabbis.
No, I think you're talking about Tyler Oliveira or whatever. I don't think he lost his YouTube. He lost his Patreon. If he lost his YouTube, I didn't hear that. But no, this was like an old episode of this podcast, This American Life, where because I forget the name of the school district, but I have the video on my YouTube channel. So the video is called like "What Happens When Jews Move Into Your Neighborhood" or something like that. It did really well. And yeah, so they took over the school board just to like lower the property taxes by gutting the school budget, where it's all these like brown kids going to school basically. And then when the parents would show up at like the PTA or whatever, the school board meetings and yell at them, and then they'd be like, you're being anti-Semitic. I mean, it was like just a total caricature of like what, Jewish stereotypes. And they're
tribal.
Yeah. Looking at this video of all these Indians, it's like, well, this is the same thing. It's just like it's a takeover. It's a hostile takeover.
All day, every single day since I was 20 years old, maybe something like that.
20.
Yeah. I equate it to shoes or glasses. Like, are shoes like
he's talking about smoking weed?
We use, or are they a thing that we have culturally decided make our lives easier and better? That is exactly how weed is to me. Could I not wear shoes? Probably. Could I not smoke weed? Probably. Would I just much rather smoke weed all day? Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of addicts probably tell themselves that their drug is like helping them. It's improving my life. Smoking weed every day is improving my life. Said the guy who has never tried not smoking weed. Yeah, I hate that guy too.
Yeah, I can't stand that guy.
There was a funny thing from years ago on Twitter. I can barely remember, but he like his car got broken into or something, or somebody else did, and he was just like doing the whole like, hey, what? It's just part of the city. Who cares? And everybody made fun of him. Anyway, yeah, fuck that guy, Seth Rogen, or what? That's his name, right? Yeah.
I was trying to save our relationship, and this is what he sent me.
Damn, shorty. I'm not reading all of that shit. But based on the length alone, I already know that I'm the problem, and your ass is going to forgive me. So I'll just talk to you tomorrow. Night, G. Cantina.
And I want you
no
to
comment
begin to
necessary.
think about this America and the white people problem that we have. I'm going to make a statement.
I'm sorry, I forget this guy's name, but I guess he's like a big podcaster in the black world. And this is just for context. He's talking about the Carmelo Anthony verdict here and the white person problem.
We know that Martin Luther King, the beginning of his work was all about integration. We do know that later on that did change. Integration has had great benefits. I think now, unless you must stay in America.
Wait, something's messed up with your camera. And
yeah, you kind of just have him on camera.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
He's not even on center.
I just noticed that.
He's not center either.
Let me check. How did that happen? Because no, that's not it.
It's okay.
That one's just. How did that? That's impossible because I've been using this the whole time. Hold on. Oh, I see. I know what I did. I'm just retarded.
Hey.
I'm retarded. Okay.
Unless
Sorry.
you are supposed
Sorry,
to
everyone.
be in the USA. Otherwise, if you're black,
We're not going to go too much longer. We'll do like one or two more clips, and then we'll do super chats, and then we'll call it a day here. Clearly, my brain's not working anymore.
I got like 15 minutes. I gotta.
Yeah. Okay. We'll wrap it up.
integration has had great benefits. I'm telling you, and I'm saying this as a collective. Let's drain this place of its benefits and make our mass exodus.
No, good.
And go home and build.
Please.
I
mean, how much would you pay to have them all go home?
Yeah, what's the downside? No, it's. I mean, like they love to. Black people, like they're like children, you know. It's like, oh, you'll be sorry when we're gone. You better start treating it. First, they have no intention of leaving. That guy, even the guy saying that, the words coming out, he has no intentions of leaving. But it's just, it's all talking.
This is just like when everyone's like, oh, when Trump becomes president, I'm gonna go move to, out of country. It's like pretty much the same, on the same level.
Yeah, but I mean, there's like one or two white people and or Jewish people who actually did that, I think. But the black people, they're just like, they just want like, oh, you'll be sorry. You'll be like, right. You want me to stay? It's like, they want you to call the bluff and then nobody does. And then they don't leave anyways. Do you hear about that Akon guy who he had this plan
he spent a lot of money.
Yeah, well, he raised a lot of money. I think he's like getting sued, and there's like he's got a bunch of problems now because he took other people's money and never delivered the Wakanda city that he was supposed to build, and nobody lives there. It's a huge failure. That's unfortunate. I wish it was successful. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right, let's do one last clip and then we'll hit the super chats.
I welcome the minister saying that politicians need to be careful, because all I hear from the government benches is dog whistles constantly, where they scapegoat migrants for their own failures, and they're doing it more and more and more, and it is clear pathway that this government has chosen to go down. And I, that for me, I think, tonight, what those scenes we're seeing, we have to ask ourselves as a society how this is happening, and we have to ask all of us on an individual basis need to ask how we are either contributing to this or fixing it.
Mary?
Yeah, I think the argument has been coming from government for some time now that, technological advancements are happening so quickly that they are now playing catch-up policy-wise. But, as was pointed out, it's a year to the day to the week since Ballymena. I mean, these issues have been going on for a long enough time that it sort of beggars belief that a video of that nature was allowed to be circulated for hours and hours on end this morning without any consequences, or with any of those companies that are regulated here in Ireland being called up on it.
Okay, so let me translate the Irish for everybody. She is saying, we know that we need to, they're talking about the beheading video again, the Senegalese guy beheading the mentally, the disabled guy in Ireland. I guess he had some kind of disability. And she's saying like, this happened in England a year ago. We've had a year now. Why haven't we figured out how to stop the videos from spreading and punishing the people who are trying to spread the videos of these horrific anti-white crimes and migrant murders or whatever you want to call it? And that's what she's saying. So again, this to me, it's like the woman problem again, which is like a very real problem. Like if we could snap our fingers and get rid of all the Jews and black people and that, not that we would want to, but I'm just saying hypothetically,
move away.
Yeah. To send them back home.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't get women under control, they would all end up coming back if we still let women have these positions of authority and influence, you know?
Yeah, I try not to shit on women too much, but I mean, in any of these, political situations, or as police officers or firefighters and stuff like that, or any masculine role, it's just like, knock it off. Like, this is just embarrassing. And that's honestly why it's hard for us to fight against the Jews, is because the way they attack us is in a very feminine manner that doesn't like acknowledge us of how to, engage in combat with them. So they the Jews are kind of feminine.
I've said that. Well, it's demonstrably true. They have high verbal IQs, which is a feminine trait. Women have higher, on average, verbal IQs than men, and they're high in neuroticism, which is also a feminine. Women have higher neuroticism than men, so they literally are a feminine race. That's absolutely true. Yeah. Look, I love women. I'm just saying there's a natural order. Okay, there's to things, and women are not supposed to be equal or doing certain things. Equal's the wrong word, but they're not supposed to be leading. Put it that way. Anyway.
No, not at all. Sorry, I'm getting complaints about my mic. I've been kind of sitting back and just kind of relaxing, being a little bit lackadaisical. Sorry if you guys can't hear me.
I think it's been okay. I don't think it's been a big deal.
Okay.
Anyway, there's not a ton of super chats here. This won't take too long.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, a few just came in, so thank you. I do appreciate that. Let me see here.
Come on, man.
Support
your brother in Christ.
No, it was. It wasn't bad. It was just.
I'm just kidding. Supposed to be talking shit.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Indywood says, "Hey HT, if you ever need to rehome that AP5, let me know. I'll keep her safe at a fair price." That's got to be some kind of gun, right? Indywoods loves guns. That's all I know.
Yeah. Yep. I got a can on it. I got it. I went and got a whole remake on the gun. It's got an FRT. It's fully automatic. Do you shoot?
Not really. This is, people always give me a hard time because I'm Canadian, I'm just so you know. So it's like, that's still like something I'm working on overcoming. I have shot guns in my life, and we have guns here, but I don't personally own any. And it's something I do want to do. I just struggle to find the time.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I mean, it beats golf.
It is fun.
Like,
yeah.
Okay, and it's cool learning all this stuff. There's like all these abbreviations and stuff like that. I just feel I'm a total noob, but when I moved out here in the Midwest, like, it's what you got, great gun rights. You can, travel around with guns in your car openly. Whereas like when I was living in California, you'd have to put like the gun in a case separate from the ammo, in a separate case. And it's just like, well, how are you going to defend yourself? Hold on, sir. Hold on 1 second, brother. All right, let me just pop my trunk and unlock my gun and unlock my ammo. Yeah, so it's cool out here, man. The gun rights are great.
Cool. Do you get more specific than Midwest for where you are at, or?
I'm in Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm in Springfield. Yeah.
Cool. We are looking to move to Idaho. We're going out there next month for a week to look at places. Is it
money?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pricey out there.
Yeah. Well, white people. That's the price to be around white people.
Well, Arkansas is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's where like Arville is, or whatever,
Arville.
right? Yeah.
Return to the land.
Yeah. Okay. Metalhead wants to know, what kind of music do you like?
Oh man, I like everything. I like old country music. I like opera. I like Andrea Bocelli. I like some of the Nordic tunes. I like classic rock. I like Bad Company. I like the Eagles. I love Fleetwood Mac. So I like it all. I don't discriminate.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I used to be in the rap music and stuff, and like all the stuff that I hated listening to with my parents, I love now.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I actually did a little rapping myself way back in the day, and
oh shit.
Yeah. And now it's like I still like some of it, but a lot of the time, like I just like you get tired of having the Africanized stuff like shoved in your face all the time. Like just culturally, it's too dominant, you know. And so that like, you know, yeah, you get sick of it just for that reason, even if some of it is kind of musically okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it just brings back Wigger memories. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't like it as much anymore, right? You don't.
No, it's just like how embarrassing. It's just like an embarrassing time of my life, at least.
All right, Shift Demeanor sent $20. Thanks for that. He says, "I love my people." Pigger Nussy says, "You can't walk away no mo" for $10. Thank you. That was the Anthony Carmelo quote there. More retarded faggot sent $5 and it says message. It says message removed by moderator. And
it's a great screen name.
Yeah, I don't know how to bring it back. I don't know. So I'm sorry, more retarded. I'm sorry. We lost that one. Somebody.
Pigger Nussy? Was that one of your
I had somebody else on the show and I said it. I got it mixed up. I'm a little bit dyslexic, so I said it the wrong way. And then I was like, oh, damn, I just said that. Yeah. Mr. Dissident says, great show. I personally wouldn't attack racially aware Christians, but HT is asking some very important questions about a spiritual empire that has recently become an arch enemy of the white race.
Well, yeah. You know, I just want our people to just be deep thinkers. That's all I want. I just don't want us to just like trust the plan, any plan. You know, I believe that it's important for our race to be in the driver's seat and not any prophecy.
Yeah, and we've sort of like we did the space together. We've kind of gone over all of this, but like here we'll do like a short 2-minute version of that, okay? Because here's my where I'm at is that first of all. He said in the super chat, he said recently, he's talking about Christianity. He says a spiritual empire recently became an arch enemy of the white race. Arch enemy might be a little, but I know what you mean. The fact that it's recent though, that tells you that it's not the book itself. There's something more that's happened in the last 60 years. So that's number one. And number two, and this is like a big one for me, is that when you survey atheists on issues about race, they are even worse. And so if you're going to take away Christianity, that atheism is going to be basically the default. You could say people should be deism or deists or pagans or whatever, but that's not even like defined really. Like nobody knows really what that is. So to me, it's like you have Christianity. If you want to get rid of that, you're pretty much going to replace it with atheism. Atheists are not more based than Christians on aggregate. They're worse. They hate racism. They love homosexuality. So that to me is kind of like all I need to know. And that's not to ignore the problems in the church, which are many. I like that those are there, but those problems are everywhere in society. There's no mainstream institution that condones racism, much less endorses it.
Right. I mean, I don't think that being atheist is the best thing either. I just think that a lot of our founding fathers were deists, and that's just, you know, believing in a higher power, a God, you know, being able to communicate it the same way that you would as a Christian, you could, and taking away the doctrine of, you know, here's what's going to happen. You know, you talk about like Nick Fuentes, for example, right? I know he's not here, but he says that you can't do anything about the Jews. You have to, you know, because this is like the prophecy that Jews need to be around so that the Christians can convert them to Christ. Well, this same thing keeps happening over and over throughout history, where it's like 109 nations, 1,030 times. It's forgive your enemy. It's, you know, pray for your enemy. It's turn the other cheek. The meek shall inherit the earth. All these things that go against the natural law, where if they were to do this to us, we wouldn't have this Jewish problem if we just dealt with the laws of nature, which is you try to destroy us. Well, in turn, we're not going to forgive you. We are going to destroy you. once and for all. And this is the thing where we just keep kicking the can down the road. And it's like we can't afford that as a 7% global minority. And I think a lot of our racial forefathers that were white nationalists kind of ended up coming to this crossroads with Christianity. Just to give you a little bit of pushback.
Yeah, they weren't particularly JQ pilled though, were they? A lot of those people.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Rockwell created. Pierce created his own religion. Ben Clausen, who he created the creativity movement, was his own religion based on natural law.
American is failed, but I mean like. This is like something that like fucked me up because I only heard it the other day because I love to talk about the Naturalization Act and how it was only white men were allowed to become citizens, and somebody like showed me, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like evidence that Jews were considered white.
Yeah.
And so like that's like what I mean when I say like they weren't like really, they didn't have like an exclusive, they weren't like, we're deists because we don't like Jews and we're excluding Jews from America. Jews have basically were there from the beginning. So
yeah, the American question is what's next. I believe that's something that's going to come up down the road.
What do you mean by that?
Like the American question, like was America created for the Jews? Were the Masons involved in creating America to be a strong arm of the military to take over the world, the new world? Right, the new world order.
Do you think people are really that smart and planning?
Yeah, Jews are that. Yeah, Jews don't underestimate the Jews. Okay. Don't ever underestimate the Jews in their planning. It's one of their the best things they got going.
I mean, I'm asking you. You're the people who you're the guy. You guys think that the Jews like wrote the Christianity was like a 2,000-year long con to take over.
Look up the ninth day of Tevet and why Jews celebrate Peter, the first pope of the Catholic Church. Look into that. I mean, that's the Jews fast and celebrate Peter, the first pope of the Catholic Church. And you got to wonder why. Why do they celebrate Peter?
Did you say to be like the ninth day of Tibet? What did you say? Tevet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will look into that.
Yeah, look into it.
All right.
Let's
finish up these super chats here. That's enough for the CQ.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to have you on without Corey one of these days. You're going to come on and we're just going to do a Bible.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm not too hard on you, bro. Come on, man. I've been really cool.
Yeah, but it's like
I'm not gonna cuss
but it's like Corey is my guy. Like he's my ringer. He deals.
I'm not mad at Corey. Corey was a champ. He stuck in there for hours. Out of all the guests that we brought on, like he was like a really good sport.
Yeah. The thing is like I'm not good at that stuff. I admit that. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy to like explain the theology of racism or whiteness or whatever. Like it's not, you know what I mean? It's like if Albert Einstein was like teaching like a class of fifth graders and he like dumbed down the theory of relativity for them, then you want to bring on the fifth grader and debate him on Einstein's theory. That's what you're trying to do to me, is how I feel.
No, me and you would be on equal playing ground, I think, because I'm not.
That's kind of true. You're those other guys like Gnostic and Foreman and those guys. They're kind of yeah, that's true. It is a little more fair. Anyway,
yeah, iron sharpens iron.
So okay, Jack Ladd wants to know, what do you think of what happened in Belfast? We already talked about that. We can skip that one. You liked seeing it. Next time, HT and Hammer on the same time. Yeah, I don't know Hammer at all. Like
Hammer's cool. Like Hammer's like he's one of the guys that's like so misrepresented in this movement. Like because he's like huge, ripped dude. He's very intimidating with the tattoos. One of my favorite guys. One of my favorite friends. He's like a really good friend of mine. And he's always been supportive. He was one of the guys that got me to stop being a Civnat just by always ribbing me and talking crap. So Hammer was a ball buster, and he's always been a close friend, and he's very intelligent, man. The guy has a bookshelf. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm open to it. I don't know much about him, but it's something I have to look into.
Yeah, let's get him on. We should do that. If Alex Jones isn't going to do Fed Week, you should do it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Alex Jones had you on, by the way. I never would have seen that coming.
That was wild.
I think my problem with Hammer is he's sort of out of sight, out of mind to me. Like if you're not on Twitter and you're not going viral, I never think about you. So that's that's just the main thing I have to get over. I have to actually go out and look for them. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna thank you, Capum. Let's skip that one, but thank you. Dude Mon said HT being here has brought the hordes of 80 IQ normgroids for $20.
Normgroids? I've never heard that before. Normgroids? That's hilarious.
New Waiver said cool to see HT on. Thank you. And he said / Peyton Beasley sent $50. Love both you gentlemen. Thank you for the content. Yeah, thanks for the huge super chat. Appreciate it.
That's cool.
Jack Ladd says, would you ever come to Ireland with Clan Iran? Clan Iran? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I don't know if you know what that is. I think it's a person.
I don't understand.
I think it's a person.
Shout out to Ireland, though. Shout out to Ireland. We love you. Keep up the fight.
Okay, I think that's all of them. Let me double check. I didn't miss any. Check Crusaders. Check Power Chat again. Oh, Cat Respector sent $10. We love LP and HT. Thank you, Cat Respector. Oh, and Standing While Pooping said, HT, thanks for coming on. Good to have you on the show. Great show, LP. Thank you, Standing While Pooping, for the $20. Appreciate it. And I think that's it. Sorry if I did miss anybody. I'm pretty sure I got them all. And that's it. So I did put a link to your current X account, the one I messaged you on. I don't know if that's, I always feel like you have like 3 or 4 X accounts and I get confused with which ones, but
I've lost over 30 of those things.
Yeah. So I did link difficult. That, and I also put a link to, is it goyimtv.st? Is that the website?
Yeah, goyimtv.com, goyimtv.st, okay. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's a pretty racial show. I don't have to deal with like censorship, so it's very harsh racism. So it's fun, it's fun, and yeah. And also for anyone who's having a hard time waking up their people to, the question, the JQ, there is gtvflyers.com, which has a lot of good information. gtvflyers.com. It's got some documentaries. It's got a whole bunch of, I guess, conspiracy theories about the small hats that they deem to make illegal in Florida to pass out. So you can get 5 years in prison if you do a flyer drop in Florida with these flyers because they're a big giant conspiracy. But yeah, go check it out. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We'll have to have you on again sometime. So next time we'll get another guest on here. We'll mix it up a bit more. But that was cool. That was casual. I liked it. Yeah, that's it, man. Thank you for being here. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody sending super chats. Appreciate it. We will catch you next time. Goodbye.
Appreciate it, man.
I was born in a prison with no hope for escape. I got used to the silence as I stuck in my cage. You cannot miss what you have never seen before. But deep inside you know there must be more. You cannot miss what you have never seen before. But deep inside you know there must be more. But I could not follow. It was a language I didn't know. I seen a light and it used to blind me. Was it real or just a dream? No, you cannot miss what you have never seen before. But deep deep inside you